Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Celente, and it's Tuesday, June 6th, 2023. And your new Trends Journal's coming out soon. And here's the cover: Debt Ceiling, Just More Babel. That's right. Just a bunch of. Look at the little clown show. McCarthy, yeah. McCarthy, a clown boy. Nothing more than a jokester. The whole thing a joke. No debt ceiling. They're just going to keep increasing the debt. We said they would come to an agreement. We said they would come to an agreement before this ended. It's a sideshow. That's all it is. Nothing was accomplished from it other than bullshit. So, in your Trends Journal, the debt deal, more show than substance, detailed out. So now the markets, what are they doing? Well, they're waiting for next Wednesday. The bet on the street keeps changing. 80% now say they're going to hold interest rates where they are. If they hold interest rates where they are, the S&P 500 will keep going higher. We said this last November, that following the last 60 years, the midterm elections, in 60 years, the S&P 500's gone up 16.3%. There's no reason for it to change this year, except if there's a wild card. So now it's up 12%. So we got 4% to go, and then it goes down. So that's what we're forecasting. So if the Feds put a pause on interest rates, gold prices are going to go up and equities are going to go up. That's our forecast. If they raise them, equities go down and gold prices go down. Because it's all about the dollar, and now the dollar is at its highest level since May. So, it's only June, but, it's at a 10-week high. So it more than that. So it's all about high interest rates. The higher interest rates go, the stronger the dollar gets. So that's also bringing down oil prices, because despite Saudi Arabia lowering their output, oil prices still went down today. And the reason they're going down, wait a minute, the World Bank came out today and said that they're looking at a slowdown in the global economy. No kidding. So it's a supply and demand issue. And again, we have all the details in your economic update in this Trends Journal. Purchasing Managers Index, on and on and on. All the numbers are there, all the facts are there, and what's going on, and how you can prepare, prevail, and prosper. We're giving you what nobody else gives. We went to the Talkers convention. The Talkers mean Talkers Magazine. These are the people that have the big shows, the talk shows on radio. And it was a great event. Wonderful people. Not one of them talks about trends. Zero. You know why? They don't know how to. We're the only ones. Again, I have best-selling books, Trends 2000, Trend Tracking, far better than Megatrends. They don't teach it in college. They don't teach it in high school. They don't teach trends. You could get a degree in history or art history. I'll get you far. So we're giving you, nobody else is giving you. Just look at look at all these. It's over 150 pages each week. And now we have Trends in AI. AI, we own you. Presidential reality show. Trends in Technocracy by Joe Duran, the technocracy man that nobody could come close to. Trends in cryptos. Trends in the COVID war. Trends in high-tech science by Ben Davis. Trends in geopolitics. Trend updates in the Ukraine war. Oh, the Ukraine war? Before I get to the Ukraine war, I want to tell you about something really great. You got to check this out. A wonderful, wonderful interview done by Daniela Cambone, a wonderful, wonderful woman. And that's part of the that's our office. That's part of it. We have over 200 plants, 225, 220 to 230 plants, and I take care of all of them. It's a great interview. Go to Cambone Celente. That's all you have to put in YouTube. And she's on Stansbury. And this shows you the other side of me to some extent. And it's a great interview because there's a lot of information in there as well. So not only watch it, but please spread the word, because we're doing everything we can to change the course of history that's being destroyed to us by maniacs. And again, it does not take a majority to prevail, but rather an irate, tireless minority keen on setting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. And we got a bunch of little clowns that they have no minds, and we're the minds of men and women that can change that. And also, you got to see what we're going to be doing on Thursday when you go to Twitter. Yep, you got questions. The top 5 like questions in this thread by Wednesday, 6 p.m. will be answered on Thursday. So go to the Twitter poll. All the information's there, the link to the description. Write the questions, and I'm going to do the best to answer them. So we're going to keep giving you more and more and more because we have to unite. And that's what we're doing our best to do. And again, we're giving you a magazine like you can't find anywhere else. So going back to the Ukraine war. So these are the headlines this morning by the prostitutes of the United States. CNN, destruction of critical Ukraine dam is ecocide, Zelensky aide says. Or if Zelensky aide said it, how about what Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck said? How about getting the other side? No, we're only going to give you one side because we're little pieces of warmongering fucking shit. We're little Jake Kappas. We're little dried out lemons. We're one piece of shit after another, only giving you one side and banning you, Celente. And we banned your rally a week ago Saturday that had thousands of people here because it was about peace and freedom to make America great again. So we're only going to give you one side of the story and fuck you with your peace movement. We hate peace because we're little pieces of shit that couldn't fight our way out of a paper bag. So that's the crap that they're sending us. Hey, how about those Russians bombing their own Nord Stream pipeline? Oh, that Seymour Hersh said they were full of shit. The Americans bombed it. Yeah, but we're going to blacklist Seymour Hersh, a guy Pulitzer Prize winner, for bringing out the crimes of the Vietnam and other wars. Little police pieces of political shit. And that's why you need your T-shirt. Hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell us what to do? Yep, and look at the back of it. Yep. Hey, politicians. So go to our trendsjournal.com, and go to the shop thing there and get all you need and spread the word. So going back to these scumbags, this is the New York Times headline. Critical dam destroyed on front line in southern Ukraine. Ukraine blamed Russia for destroying the barrier. How about AP? How about fuck you, AP? Ukraine accuses Russia of destroying major dam near Kherson, warns of ecological disaster. Okay, so that's from the American side and the Western side. All you got was one side. You go to Euronews, same thing. One side. What Ukraine is saying, what happened. Then you go to the Russian side. Gas. Kakhovka HPP continues to collapse. Water is discharged uncontrollably. Ukrainian forces shelled the I don't know how to spell it, Kakhovka HPP, the dam, in early morning hours on Tuesday, using missiles fired from Oka multiple launch rocket systems. Sputnik. Kakhovka power plant destruction, deliberate sabotage by Ukraine. Kremlin. But what does the United States say? Not the United States, the prostitutes. Here we go. The U.S. government has, quote, intelligence that is leaning toward Russia as the culprit of the dam behind the destruction of Ukraine's Kakhovka Dam and hydroelectric power plant in the early hours of June 6th. According to a report by NBC News, so it must be official, and that Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction and ties to Al-Qaeda. This is from Russia. The sabotage has the potential to cause very serious consequences for tens of thousands of the region's residents, environmental consequences, and consequences of another nature that are yet to be established. The Kremlin spokesman said, one of the goals of this act of sabotage was to deprive Crimea of water. Oh, Crimea, that Victoria fuck you Newland said that Ukraine should invade and take back, as well as Zelensky, that Crimea? Quote, the water level in the reservoir is dropping, hence the water supply of the North Crimea Canal is drastically reduced. Apparently, the sabotage is also due to the fact that, having launched large-scale offensive operations 2 days ago, the Ukrainian armed forces have been unable to achieve their aims. The operations are stalled, the spokesman said. But you're only getting one side. So there you got it. This is serious. They're ramping up war. And as I say, when all else fails, they take you to war. So look out for a nuclear war. And then bend over and kiss your ass goodbye. So staying on trends on the global economic front. Again, big overview of the job cuts. When the economy goes down, job goes with it. This is our what? Almost 40-something week of doing it. ECB will raise rates again despite slower inflation. Okay, so this is very important. The official rate of inflation in Europe is 6.1%. Their interest rate is 3.5%, which brings it into negative territory. So they're going to raise it at a time when Germany is officially in recession, 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. This is going to bring things down deep. Again, you're looking at one report after another about the slowing down of the economy, and it's in the numbers. You have to look at commodity prices as well. And you're seeing a lot of commodity prices going down because demand is down. And the higher interest rates go, the deeper it's going to fall. But don't worry, when all else fails, they take you to war. What else do we have? Saudis in talks to join BRICS banks. Lula wants South American currency. We're mentioning this because they become tired of America's hegemony, whether it's on the economic front or the geopolitical front. And on the geopolitical front, we're talking about the ramping up the United States is doing with the war against China. And Canada and the United States sending in fleets in the Taiwan Straits. What if China was down in the Gulf of Mexico and the Russians were off the coast of New York? And the Iranians were down in, Gulf of Mexico too, or off California coast. Again, war with China, who will win? Nobody. And not America. They haven't won a war since World War II. So again, Ukraine war trend update. No U.S. debt ceiling for arms dealers and war. That's right. Quotes from the arms dealers, how happy they are that they're making more and more money. And by the way, when you look at your manufacturing index that came out, oh yeah, it went up? Barely. But when you take out the money in manufacturing that went for defense spending, it was down. It was in negative territory. That's what you got. Barely negative, 0.2% rise. So this thing is going down big and hard. And again, the only ones profiting are the warmongers. And that's why I have the Occupy Peace and the Freedom Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice movement. So please do what you can to support us. Because if you support war, you support Satan. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. What nation under God? No nation under God supports war. And again, we're doing everything we can. You can't do it alone. We need your help. Can you imagine if the billionaires gave us 100 million or million for a peace movement? Anyway, we got guest articles by Dr. Joseph Mercola, by John Anisha Whitehead. And John Whitehead was a great speaker at the event here. He's from the Rutherford Institute. And their article is Rule by Decree, the Emergency States Plot to Override the Constitution. So these are the people that we had here. And again, all races, creeds, and colors were here, and all ages. It shows you the unity of the people that want the movement changed. So you can watch that too, the Occupy Peace, by going to occupypeace.com, and it's on this YouTube channel as well. Again, Trends in Technocracy by Joe Duran. And what else do we have here? Oh, Trends in the COVID War, Trends in Geopolitics, Trends in High-Tech Science by Ben Davis. And again, Trends in AI. AI, we own you. And more and more and more. So there you got it. And remember, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Celente and the Judge. And don't forget the Twitter poll. Go to the Twitter poll. Let us know what you want us to say and talk about. We're here for you. And we want you to be here for us. Again, the more subscribers we have, the more we can do. So get your questions. Got them. The top 5 questions in this thread by Wednesday, by 6 p.m. will be answered in Tuesday's Trends in the News broadcast. Remember, the trend is your friend. Reply with your questions and like your favorites to vote. And whatever you want, let us know. And again, the Trends Journal will be out just a few minutes, and there's no magazine like it in the world. Again, you go to the debt ceiling, just more Babel. We're the only ones saying that. And there's great artwork. We're doing everything we can to give you the best we can. Thank you for tuning in, and see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. with Celente and the Judge.
Get the Trends Journal, the best investment you could make, because it's the best investment into your mind, and it can change how you look at the world.
Over the last 30 years, Gerald Celente has been more accurate about predicting what would be happening than anyone else I'm aware of.
The Trends Journal is one of the greatest sources of information, and and it really is. You're predicting these things well ahead of time. I would encourage everyone to go grab the latest copy.
But Trends Journal subscriber for 20 years. I just have to commend you. What you guys have put together in your latest Trends Journal, there's nothing like this out there.
Sir, everything that you predicted about the economy, you were absolutely right. So I have followed you all this time. So please take a look at the Trends Journal.
You correctly forecast that the Fed would hike rates quite aggressively, correctly said that initially gold and silver would drop as the Fed starts to raise rates to 1.5% and above. When we spoke last, Bitcoin was around 49,000. You said you expect to drop, and if it drops below 30, 35, then it could really drop.
Trends Journal, which I would encourage people to go and check out. It's actually a 200-page document, pure data-driven analysis.
Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster in the world. Gerald, you had an interesting call back in September of last year. You said gold had bottomed, which is exactly what happened. And here we are, and we're above $1,900.
Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happened at trendsjournal.com.